Crashman, you copy. Romeo 26, Romeo 26, this is Crashman, you copy. Romeo 26, Romeo 26, meet me at Alpha Camp.
Good morning, family and friends, brothers and sisters, all my subs, and I want to thank all my new subs for subscribing. Welcome. These videos are unscripted, and I just go wherever God guides me to go, which is today's verse. I want to talk about different things, but you know, when I was coming here, I didn't have a topic yet, and God gave me one. So Proverbs 16:9, the heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. Case in point, I wanted to leave work early on Thursday, or Monday or Tuesday, one of the two, and I do facilities maintenance, and one of the refrigeration units went down, so I had to stay, make sure it was fixed. Anyway, last Saturday, Jesse and I went out. He asked me, where do I want to go? I said, I need pine trees. I need to find fatwood. So I don't know how to identify trees, so I have a couple of books that I look at, and I did find some pine tree, and this is the way it looks like, and there's sap coming out of there. They call that, I believe, pine pitch. And then while cutting that limb off, we found a tree that it looked like it got struck by lightning, or it just down, and it's fairly new, so that's my spot to go find fatwood right now. But if you could see the red in this, that's the pine pitch. So what I'm gonna do is, I didn't know how to process this. I mean, I've been trying to look for it for a year. Got my knife in there, don't I? So what I want to do is set my ferrocene rod to the side. Now, most of the stuff I find is like this. It's got some red in it, but it's very light. So there was a guy I watched, he says, make your own fatwood. I'm like, that's what I need to do, make my own fatwood. So what I soaked this in is tiki torch oil, and then he dipped it in wax. But I can tell you that it lights on fire easy. So that's an alternative, but my goal was to go out with a knife and a ferrocene rod one day and be able to start a fire with pine pitch. So the other way I was doing it was, this is cedar, is scraping off the cedar and getting that bark off of there. Because eventually, if the stuff hits the fan, you're not going to have a lighter anymore. That's why ferrocene rods, the 6-inch ones, are going to be your best friend. So anyway, you take this, and you should be able to, we tried this yesterday when we found a cedar tree, because he was like, Jesse was asking me, hey, what do you use a cedar tree, how do you use that for a fire? And when I made a bow drill, I actually made it out of cedar. The base plate, the board, and the spindle, I made out of cedar. So I know I'm doing this wrong. I get to stand up. Now, some people will scrape some of the ferrocerium off of there, and it lights up, but actually I've seen some other people do this. And then when it hits, so it does light up, and that would be good for a bird's nest. But how you process this is you take the back of your knife and you scrape it. Again, I gotta stand up. So what you get, all these sticky curls. I got two cameras going, so I don't want to miss the intro like I have before, where I'm freeze like this and I'm still talking. Now, ideally, if I just carry this on me, I should be able to start a fire easy. Yesterday was 29 degrees when we went out. Today I started at 32, but I think it's going to get up past 40, 45 or so. So you get the idea. You get a big pile of this, and then you hit it with a ferrocerium rod. So that's how I want to start a fire today. But still, my quest for Fatwood is still on, because I don't have the red, I don't have the turpentine. See, there you go. Take a little bit, but it will catch on fire. And if I wanted to use this cedar, oop, made it go out, killed it. But the good thing about this pine, this Fatwood, is it will prolong the fire. So sorry about my notifications today. I gotta keep them on in case my wife needs me. Anyway, that's it. Let's get to starting a real fire. And this is a really cool find. You know, every time I find something that I've been trying to look for a year, it's a big thing for me. So we're gonna start a fire with pine, whatever I did with it, with some Fatwood. All right. Well, I tried it out in my shop with this piece of wood here, and I tried it out here, and I used all the fire making material, which is a big bummer for me. So I got a little bit out of this one. This was just a piece that I just got a little bit. I don't know if it's going to catch, but there's pine resin right there. I mean, I have a backup plan, which is a lighter, and this log I soaked in tiki torch oil. But I'm very skeptical if this is actually going to work. So I actually want to do it on my log here so I don't disrupt my fire. There we go. fire. Yeah, I mean, it's fat wood, but it's not high quality fat wood like I want. It's kind of windy out here today too. See how it goes up. It does go up, it's just a matter of getting the right fat wood, you know. That's why I'm glad I treated that with tiki torch oil. But everything else under there is pine shavings, and I've got some bark I found, the birch bark. I think it's birch, yeah. Oh, that's the red cherry. But that thing's gonna go up. Kind of disappointed, but you know, that's how things happen. It's trial and error out here, you know. I'd rather try it out here where I can go home at night rather than it be real world where, you know, the stuff has already hit the fan. We got a fire. So you see how that, I guess that that quality of fat wood I had would only be one-time use. I put little sticks in of that what I thought was fat wood into my some of my fire kits, and it's basically kindling. So what I think I'm going to do is soak those into tiki torch oil and seal them with wax. That way I'll have something easy, emergency, I can light a fire with. And that's what it's all about, trial and error. I didn't realize, you know, scraping that stuff off in my shop, testing it out. I lit it in with a lighter in my shop. And then scraping out here, you saw it light, but I used every bit that I had, and I tried to get more out of the other one, which the fibers are too coarse, and I couldn't get a smooth thing on it. Then I couldn't hit, you know, precision fire striking. So, but this thing, it went up good. I mean, it's one of my favorite fires, box fire. As you can see, I put my next level up. I don't do smalls. I just, you know, I could hardly ever find them, and when I do, they're not dry enough. So, you know, I'm impatient. So I'd rather baton wood than find smalls. But this is going to be a good fire for my coffee. And we'll move on to the next project, which the tarp I had for covering my wood, it ripped out grommets, and that's a new tarp this year, so I'm not very happy about that. So I'm gonna show you my take on fixing grommets and securing the hole for cordage. So we're gonna go with that. Got to refocus the cameras. This one's still on here. I'm gonna probably do a fast forward on it because this is such a cool look, you know. The fire took off very well, even though that we've had rain and snow out here. Anyway, God bless you. Let me get to this. All right, so this is actually Jesse's tarp, and saw a couple holes back there, and I repaired right here. I don't know if Ashu's got on it, but I've already repaired one here. But I'm going to get rid of it, put it back up, put it with his stuff. Jesse's been dealing with some PTSD issues. I've been going hiking with him. You know, anybody with PTSD, the best thing you could do is listen. keep them busy and listen because, well, to be honest with you, it sucks. So, it's not a good thing to have to deal with. More reconfiguration with this because I figured the wind would just go through it. I didn't realize it would snap off my grommets. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw this over here out of the way. Repurpose this cordage. So, go ahead. I've got these posts here that I put in a long time ago, and what I'm going to do is actually tie cordage from this post to my shelter to kind of try to keep them in one place. Like I used bungee cords this time, and then this is something I devised where you can put a grommet on there and pull it. That way you don't have a cord to trip over. Now this is that reflective parachute cord, which I haven't been able to find at Walmart. I don't care if it's $5.50 or not. I don't need 550 pounds, but it is reflective and it really saves you at night if you're camping. So one spot, see the the grommet just tore out. This is the easier one to fix. So that's why I carry duct tape with me. I'm going to go around this way first. And then on each side. Bank line through. And then I'm going to tape it again. This should stop it from ripping anymore. Never seen anybody do this, but this is logically the way it should work. And I'm a very analytical person, so it should work. Now I'm going to put this tarp back up to see if this actually helps. And the other piece now. Can't mess with the tarp without. Thought I had them on. Of course, I went the wrong way. There it is. And there should be two over here then. That's the way I put the tarp up. Okay, I got it. That's huge. So I'm gonna have to tape this whole thing. Over. Wherever you're going to put the grommet, I mean, you could do two pieces or one piece. I'm just going to go ahead and do one piece. Now I could throw another grommet in here, but I don't have my kit, so. Go ahead and tape up each side too. And this is things that you're going to have to do out in the field. That's why you keep tape with you. Yeah, this one, you see what it did? Just ripped everything out. The grommet's in there, but that's going to be a fire starter. As you can see, I keep all my extra cordage handy, so let me just grab it. Lovely world of OCD. And do the same. That's my take on it, because basically my idea is to take and reinforce the area that's going to have pressure. And you see, in 8 months this thing held up. Just couldn't hold up to the wind, and that's all I put. So some people will put, you know, 8 inches down this way or so, and that may have stopped that. So we'll see. You know, testing tarps is one of the things I'm doing right too. So I'm testing everything, all gear and everything. Like this didn't have a 90-degree spine on it where I couldn't strike a ferrocerium rod, so I put one on there. which also helps with Fatwood when I do actually find the real good stuff. What I found was the best I've ever found, so you know, it's mediocre at best, and I'll show more of it next week. Let's go hang this tarp. Like I said before, I don't want to leave my stakes here because I need them for my other pack. Making stakes is pretty easy. And this is the wrap I did last week. Hopefully I can throw this footage in, maybe at the end of the video. All I'm going to do, make a spike here. It doesn't take that long to do it, but if you get at a campsite when it's dark, trying to find the wood and everything like that, it's a pain. So what I'm going to do now is just cut a notch in here. Take my knife, just whoop. Just like that. So I ended up tying each corner to the trees and just kind of pushing out the back. I had to move all the wood because there's a stump, there's a tree root here, tree root here, so I got it kind of in the middle. Hopefully it'll keep the water from going down on it. But as I was using my axe today, I noticed my wrapping has come loose. So what I need to do is try to get this loose where I pulled it out, or where I pulled it through. I'm pretty sure when I pulled it tight, and I didn't show this last week other than at the end, but you don't know how good your wrapping is going to be until you actually use it. And when I was wrapping, it was kind of tight. So when I could pull through, I want to pull through all the way up to the top. I only pull through to here. So the way I have my wood is, this is the harder wood and this is the softer wood. This is completely cured on top, so I got to burn that first. But now I don't have to go back there for it. I can just turn around and grab. So it'll make it a little easier. So I'm gonna leave that there. So what you want to do is you want to have a loop here, and then come up here, and I'm going to use the groove to start. So I just basically have a loop here, and I'm going to start wrapping, leaving this loop in the center and this pull tab. So you want to do it snug, but I think not too tight. But you want to make the wraps so there's no spaces in between. The reason I'm doing this with the orange paracord is because if I drop this out in the woods, I want to be able to find it. I know a lot of times I say out in the field because I used to go out in the field a lot with the military deployments. And you know, all this stuff that's going on with Israel and Iran and all their parts of them, Hezbollah and Houthis and all that. It's really bringing back a lot of memories. Because I served in Southwest Asia, and not Southeast, not Vietnam. I don't want anybody confusing it. Yeah, I said I served in Southwest Asia, and this guy goes, "You're too young to be in Vietnam." I said, "I know. I said Southwest Asia, not Southeast." So after you get done wrapping, and I did this loose, like I said last week, I haven't done it in a while. Actually, I don't think that video got on there. So I want to pull this up, and then I want to grab this pull string, and I want to pull it all the way as far as I can. I don't know what the deal is with this. I guess I got to work it. I did it loose, so I should be able to just pull this thing. This is loose. I try not to talk about politics or show any type of content that's going to get me thrown off of YouTube, because well, I got half of it through. That's more than I got before. But now, this piece, I normally just leave hanging. A lot of people cut it off, burn it off, whatever. But now I should have a tight wrap here. I think a lot of the grooves in the wrap is really, but I'm going to leave it loose so I can tighten it and maybe even pull it all the way through, because I want to pull it all the way up so the wrap stays tight and it doesn't, you know, fray or whatever. So anyway, today we didn't do much. I tried to get the fire started with some of the fat wood. I'll bring the different fat wood next week. Had to fix this. I've never seen a shelter like this, but it only seems to make sense. And this pole is actually lower, so the water should go off and go out that way. We'll see if it works. I reattached the back of my shelter because I forgot to attach it. I'm just looking at a divot here. I'm gonna have to file that thing out. Anyway, and I tied the one of my water collection poles. I tied it to this tree. Redid this ridge line. You know, it's been a mild winter, which is awesome. The Woolly Bear said it was going to be. It said that, you know, snow in the beginning, snow at the end. And we had our snow. We're actually supposed to get snow tonight. So there was 2 thick bands at the beginning, 2 thick bands at the end. So that would be 2 snows, according to what I understand. So hopefully our winter's over. We'll have an early spring, and that is good for morel season. So we will, I'm gonna try to add some footage from this video with what we found yesterday. So I'm gonna tell you guys, stock up on everything. You know, you don't know when the stuff's gonna hit the fan. Food, water, shelter, or gasoline, ammo, train. Learn the trees that are medicinal. There's actually medicinal trees. Learn the trees that are going to help you start fire. If you have to go out with a knife and a ferrocerium rod, you should be able to survive. That's my goal. I want to be able to survive with what I have on my back with a knife and a ferrocerium rod. Be able to build a shelter, be able to stay warm. You know, I am going to try to find, if I find that tulip popular tree, I'm going to make a bow draw out of it. It's kind of hard during the winter to do that, but I'm going to try it anyway. So anyway, God bless you. Take care. Train, train, train. And I'll catch you all on the flip side.